Hello everyone and welcome guys to MotoGP 19. We're finally back on MotoGP after playing a little bit on last year's game, and I'm really excited to be trying to get back in on to the MotoGP games. This time around we're going to be starting off our career mode once again. I'm not someone who plays a lot of the MotoGP games. I'm not particularly good at the MotoGP games as well, so maybe this can be a bit of a learning curve and experience as well. Motorbikes is something I've never really been able to get the grasp of in terms of driving. I'm much better with four wheels on the wagon. But if you guys are hyped for this game, make sure you do get yourself subscribed. I'm really looking forward to this game. On the run up to F1 2019, maybe, beyond that as well, we'll be doing sort of a bit of both on the channel as well. We've got two options here. We've got the standard career mode. Choose the type of career that suits your riding style best. In standard career, you can set riding aids and match options as you prefer, creating your own personal experience. The pro career is a challenge for real experts. I think we'll go with standard then, in all honesty. That seems a bit more ready for myself there. Welcome to standard career mode, MotoGP 19 standard career offers you a challenge with freedom and competition. Set the race options and riding aids to suit your riding style as closely as possible. Get ready to take on the best MotoGP riders to become the new world champion. I'm looking forward to this. Now, debut category. I did think about sort of trying to go right at, start at the top, but ultimately I'm just nowhere near quick enough. So I think what we'll do is take on a proper sort of, playthrough, get to the top slowly but surely as well. So we'll kick things off in the Red Bull Rookies Cup, in a single brand championship is reserved for young riders who want to break through in motorbike racing and has proven to be a breeding ground for future champions. The calendar is shorter than other categories, with just 7 stages, all European, where you have to make a difference. So, yeah, nice little short series to get us kicked off, ready for this game. And this is something, the F1, they're starting to implement, the junior series. I'd love to see sort of a fully fledged, even, well, probably more realistically, Formula 3, all the way through to Formula 1. Formula 4 is a lot more sort of separated around the world, unfortunately. Yeah, that's something I'd really like to see. So, let's get this going then. The first weekend is at the Spanish, do you call them Grand Prix? I don't know for sure. The calendar allows you to start the next weekend and see what future races await you. You can also see previous race rankings and configure Grand Prix sessions here. There's the leaderboard as well. Career progress. So we've got like a bit of a bar like you do get on the F1 games as well, sort of how well you're doing, if you're overachieving or underachieving, whether the team are going to get rid of you there. And we've also got some R&D. You can invest points earned during test and increase your bike's performance in the research and development section by working on the engine and chassis. You will improve performance while concentrating on the traction control. Engine, brake and anti-wheelie will provide your bike's rideability, and development can vary according to the class and the team you're racing with. So I don't think we'll be able to change the bike performance. I think this is obviously meant to be a single spec league first of all, and when we sort of move up into Moto 3, Moto 2 and then obviously MotoGP as well. You can stay updated on MotoGP news and discover which riders made their mark in the last race weekend in the news page as well. That's something that we still don't really get in the Formula 1 games. I'd love to see a return as well. We used to have it on sort of F1 2010 through to about sort of 2013, and sadly now it's mainly been scrapped, if I do remember correctly. But yeah, we'll have a bit of a look then quickly. Let's change up the race options. So race length, we could go, I reckon 8 laps seems like a good option for myself. I think we'll run 70%. Obviously I don't know for sure. This first video is probably going to be a bit of experimentation. Probably the Red Bull rookies on the whole will mainly just be experimentation as well. We'll keep the tyre wear on, the manual start management off, and the penalties will be tolerant as well to get us into this. But yeah, let's kick off then our very first weekend at Jerez, a track that, I don't really get to drive much anymore, so that's quite nice. This calendar takes us to Mugello, Assen, I probably butchered these names, the Sachsen Ring. We've also then got the Red Bull Ring, Misano, and finally, last but not least, we have got Motorland Aragon as well, and I'm sure I butchered all of those names. But let's get into this then. I want to do qualifying, but I don't think I want to do free practice for this series. We'll probably sort of do that more once we get into Moto 3. This season is mainly just going to be trying to get us used to the game and everything like that. So yeah, we'll only go into qualifying and the races for the start of this series. I'm also intrigued to know what the FPS is going to be like on this game. Remember that during qualifying session Q1 and Q2, your best times were recorded. I couldn't read that. And it's wet. That's not reassuring. It's going to be my first time on MotoGP 19. It's going to be in the rain. I'm not looking forward to this. But anyway, we must continue on and get on with it. So I don't think we're going to sort of mess around with setups, anything like that. I think we just need to get out on to the track. We'll go pit start this time around. I wouldn't do this normally.
And the rider is ready to get on. Let's see if some interesting information comes from the configuration chosen for the next lap.
So yeah, well, normally I'd just go straight out onto a flying lap, but I think here, you know, my first time, I want to sort of just get used to it. As, oh well, here, learn the controls, everything like that. It's been a long time since I played MotoGP 18. Have I got manual? No, it's still on autopilot. Here we are though, exiting the pit lane for my very first lap on MotoGP 19. Have I got manual gearbox? Yes. No, I've got auto. Good, good. Have I got auto braking on? I don't want that. I'll just check into the next couple of corners. I don't want auto brake. Yeah, I've got auto brakes on. I don't want that, thank you. How do I change it? Can I change it? I don't know if I can. Now we'll continue on then. Let's continue on. Jerez, the only road game I've ever played, I've like ever driven much of Jerez. Is actually, I'm not sure I do have auto braking on. Yeah, like as I was saying though, the only game I've really ever played Jerez was back all the way on F1 2013, and that was a very, very different configuration of what we've got now. Yeah, no, I don't have auto braking on. I was wrong, and that's us on the floor. Well, it was always bound to happen soon enough. We will take that. Come on, get out of the way, man. Hopefully we don't end up on pole by like 3 seconds in my very first race. That would not be ideal. I mean, it would, but realistically, I do also want a challenge. Hopefully we'll get better as the game goes on. So these things seem not too fast, which is ideal for myself. You know, it's I wouldn't call it a steep learning curve on the MotoGP games, but at least for me, in the limited experience I have had, but it's certainly obviously a very, very different experience to driving a car, as you'd expect. But you know, it's something I'd like to get better at. You know, motorbike games generally. You don't. It depends. You sort of get more and more of them now cropping up. But yeah, I'd like to get sort of more into them. I've always been sort of cars and cars only. But anyway, let's kick off then my very first qualifying lap here on MotoGP 19. Let's see what we can muster up. Up towards turn 1. Brake nice and tidily. Running a little bit wide through the corner, but that's okay. I don't know if there's as big an emphasis on clipped apexes in bikes as you get in cars, or whether it's just about trying to scroll off as little speed as possible. Struggling through there a bit still though. Oh, getting loose. Holy moly. That was a twitch nav. Can I wheelie? Not really. This guy, I feel like it's going to be very, very slow into here. We'll send it up the inside. Oh, a bit of contact. That's okay. Made it work. That's all that matters. Like, I need to stop watching MotoGP as well, I feel. Because I can now watch it, I just always forget that I can. Because here in the UK, it's all on BT. And, yeah, so I feel like, because everyone that I know on, like, Twitter and stuff, all the F1 fans that also watch MotoGP, always go on about how much better it is and everything like that. I watched, what was it, the last couple of laps of Mugello a couple of weeks back. Was it a couple? No, it was like last week, wasn't it? Come on, get out of the way. I'm just rambling on as we come in towards the final couple of corners. And there were like 3 overtakes on the final lap, so I think fair enough, maybe maybe this is quite action-packed on the whole through the final corner. They're running horrendously deep. I think we should be good at the moment. What time is it going to be? It's going to be a 2-minute 1. Hopefully the AI do improve drastically. Oh, and I've gone down again. So I'll head back to the pit lane. Yeah, hopefully.
We're taking things inside the pit, where the team is waiting for the rider to come back.
Let's have a look at how everyone else is getting on. How do I select speed? There we go. Times 30. There we go. Right, let's just fast forward and see if people do improve, or whether I've accidentally made myself OP. I think, yeah, we might have made a mistake. I think the AI might be a little bit weak. So we'll up them a bit.
The results that you're looking at now don't just show us the grid positions, they also give us an idea of what the riders will be capable of in tomorrow's race.
I think, yeah, we need to up the AI slightly.
Hello, and riders we're seeing right now definitely seem to be the favourites.
So I don't think we're going to bother with fresh tyres. Do you only get when you're on tyres are only quite. Choose the bump I need to come on the weather in it. Okay, so I don't think we need to really sort of worry about that one. But it is raining here for the very first race of the Red Bull rookies. I'm on pole. Hopefully the AI are a bit closer to me now. Yeah, we'll wait and see though whether they are, because it's quite a spread out field anyway in this by the looks of it. We've got 27 bikes on the grid, well 26 bikes even, sorry I should say, on the grid for this one. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. They're actually all on the warm-up lap at the moment. But let's get this thing going. Hopefully 90 AI is a bit more balanced for myself. Red flag? Is that good? No, we've got green flag at the back. It's good. All the revs build up and it's, oh god, not a good start. Oh wait, no, it's been about standard. Haven't got a particularly good run into turn 1, haven't got a particularly bad one either. Is anyone going to try and send it? Well, break. Yes, they are. Holy, you don't get that on the F1 games. I have been absolutely torpedoed into turn 1 there. Everyone scrapping for position, and look at that. Oh, and we've been completely flung off onto the sidelines as well. It's the first and last challenge already gone wrong. That's not what I hoped for. Let's continue on though. We'll have to now go on a bit of a fight back, it appears, in this race. Come on, get the nose in. Yeah, that everyone just sort of went all out there. We'll go to the outside. Holy moly. So the AI definitely seem a lot more racy now. I feel like 90 seems to be quite a good little level for us. It still gives us a bit of challenge, but obviously the guys towards the rear of the field are also bunching up as we go 4 wide down in towards the hairpin. Brake nice and tidily. Everyone is so much braver on the brakes than me. We seem a lot better on corner exit though. So perhaps it's just a different riding style as well there. You know, I'm very much sort of slow in, fast out on cars, so I think I'm probably sort of adopting that style to a degree as well. But yeah, the AI very, very aggressive under braking on this opening lap of the race. We have really got to watch for that, but we do seem to have a little bit more through the corners, so it's advantages all round. Everyone's got that little bit over everyone in the early stages of this race. Up the inside, a little bit of contact there, and just no one can get the power off the exits. So I guess we'll take that, but swings right back around the outside of me there. That was a phenomenal move by him. Who was that? Det Wheeler, I think is his name. I don't know names very well. I know a few sort of the MotoGP riders, but I don't know anything less than that there, as he actually runs into the back of me through the final corner as we try to get the traction on the exit. Try to get a little bit closer to everyone else as we go in towards turn 1, but that's lap 1 survived, and we're already back up to P13 as we get absolutely dive bombed. Once again, they're a bit of a wobble on the exit of the corner. We don't want that into turn 2, but we're recovering as we head onto lap 2 of this race. Trying to get a good run. We'll get a little bit close. As, yeah, the AI just have a bit more confidence through the corners than myself. Hopefully that'll come with experience. We can sort of up the AI a bit more as we move to the next few races. But yeah, just a little bit braver through the corners than myself at the moment. Can we get good drive down in towards the next couple of corners? Use up all of the curves on the exit. Being very, very brave there as we now try to thread the needle. I'm sure they're going to get me back under braking though. Surprisingly not. We just get a pump from behind instead, and we're almost into the back of the guy in front. That got... He almost ping-ponged us then. Ping-ponged? I don't know. Snooker, isn't it? Sorry. DTM a few years back. I remember that. But we're back just on the cusp of the top 10 at the moment. We've got... Who's that trying to look around the outside? I don't know. Someone trying to have a sniff back around the outside. Holy... What a dive. The dive bombs are... It's like Project Cars 1. Some of the dives coming by the AI here. Oh my lord, a bit of a wobble. Once again there. The AI, yeah, certainly not afraid to go for moves. As we come in towards the next couple of corners, we get back up into P9 of this race. Onto lap 3 we go now, and we're starting to make some inroads on the guys in front. We've got a little cluster of 3 cars just in front of me here. Are we going to be able to make any sort of move work anytime soon? Up the inside of one we go, and I'm sure he's about to swoop round the outside. There we go. As you'd guess. Oh my... Oh. Some wobbles are certainly, yeah, happening in this race. Can we get to the outside of him though? I don't really fancy going at the inside because they all just seem to be able to clean sweep me. On the exit, on the curbs, that's not what you want. Outrunning wide horrendously, but hopefully we'll be able to get some traction on the exit. The tyres are really starting to wear as well in this race. I don't know if pit stops are mandatory in an 8-lap race. I'm not 100% sure in all honesty. I don't know what a lot of the sort of the graphs mean. If someone could help me out in the comments. I am MotoGP noob, holy. But I'm enjoying this so far. I'm really liking these Red Bull rookies. They're good fun little bikes, and yeah, I mean they obviously are designed to be a bit of a learning curve and a stepping stone into sort of more modern machinery. More high-tech machinery than I should say. But I'm enjoying them so far. They're a really good stepping stone, at least for me personally, as we take a lot of curve there, get flung out onto the outside curve, thread the needle in towards the final couple of corners, and we just get hung out to dry. Everyone up the inside. Much later on the brakes. I think you can change the brake bias on these as well as we come out of the final corner. It's still just a mad little battle as we're almost at the halfway stage of this race. Can we get up the inside very late on the brakes? And we've been flung off by the guy in front. He's been sent out into the gravel and we get run over by someone else as well. We're just getting absolutely ping-ponged at the moment. We've got a little bit of free track space now though. But we're all the way back down to P15. Right. Get back focusing. This is not what we were making a good recovery drive then, and now all of that hard work's just being undone very quickly as the rain's starting to fall more and more. Unfortunately, yeah, it's costing me some stability on the bike. Almost dropped the back wheel over the curb there. Don't want to try and clip the curb. Get a little bit of a wobble on the exit as we try to get on the power, use up all of the exit cover. Don't know what the track limits are like in MotoGP. Can you use the white lines? I'm guessing. I mean, they're lenient here. I think in real MotoGP you can. Oh my, holy that was just ridiculous. Was that ever meant to work? I don't know. All swoop back for the undercut though. Go right around the outside of him. Yeah, but just some of the dive bombs seem a little bit more desperate than others. I wonder if that sort of changes as you get sort of higher and higher up. Whether, you know, people go for a bit sort of more sensible lunges in this as well in towards the next couple of corners though. Yeah, some of the dives are intriguing, I think is probably the best way to describe them. Desperate as well. I would like to try and get a top 10 in this first race. Now we were fighting for I think what sort of P6, P7 before we ended up getting absolutely just destroyed into turn 1 by someone's lunge. And they got away almost scot-free from it as well. So not too happy with that one. Perhaps we're already making ourselves enemies on this game. But anyway, on to lap 5. We're going to get a good run on these two. Up for potentially P13. Unlucky for some. There we go. We're back up now. So we've definitely got a bit more down the straight. Are we going to get lunged? Yes. Yes, we are. And are we going to get the power on the exit? Yes, we are. I think I've never done so many switchback moves in a race in my life as we are in this one. But we've still got to continue pushing on. There is the top 10. Let's see if we can try and close up that gap again as we get all out of the grass. End of lap 5 though, and we're now all over the back of these guys. We definitely have a raw pace advantage, but I think ultimately with how many mistakes we're going to make in the early days, I think it's probably quite sensible that we've got a bit of an unfair advantage over the rest of the field there as well as we come on to lap 6. 2 laps to go, and we're now back nestled just around the top 10 here. This is, I don't know how many people score points in this race as, once again, just look at the lunges, the desperation. As everyone just wants any sort of overtake. Look at that. You can't go for that. It's just ridiculous. And, well, we'll get the switchback move once again. They were still fishtailing. Absolutely horrendously in some places, though. So we're trying to keep that all under control at the moment. But we're up to P9 in this race. We've got a 5.5 second gap to the guys in front. I think, in all honesty, it's probably going to be a more defensive finish than attacking. Holy... We've got to try and keep it on 2 wheels. That's the aim. But if we can close up the gap to P8, I would really like that as well. But I think it's going to be optimistic, in all honesty. We might get right up towards the very end. I guess we'll... As we head, though, on to the final lap of this race, I think, yeah, it is going to be a little too late at this stage of the day. We have taken a good couple of seconds out of him, but I think, yeah, it's just not quite enough as the rain started to fall more and more in this race. I'm starting to make a few more sort of little mistakes here and there, and yeah, I think the AI just faring that a little bit better at this stage of the day. But I certainly do think when they're by themselves as well, they are a whole lot quicker than when they're all bunched together. I mean, we pulled out about 5 seconds over the train of bikes behind me. And we've barely taken, what, 2 seconds, less than that, at the guy in front in that time. So I think it certainly does say how much quicker the AI and myself are by ourselves. There's lots of overtaking still going on. I think I've seen about 8 overtakes to the lead on the podium. The rear tyre is completely gone as well, which probably explains why we're struggling as well here. So I think we're just going to try and nurse the bike home at this stage of the day. The traction control working overtime, I think it's safe to say, on this final lap here at Jerez. Can we get the bike turned in just about? Luckily the front tyre obviously does all the turning, so we're not lacking too much in that sense. We've still got a very grippy front tyre, but yeah, traction on the other hand is not facing so well at this late stage of the day. But I mean, considering we were last after the first couple of corners, P9 by the end. Hopefully I'm not speaking too soon here. We got a 6.5 second lead to the guys behind. We should hopefully be quite safe. David Salvador wins the opening race of the Red Bull Rookies Cup here on MotoGP 19, but 26th to 19th after the first couple of corners, especially when we were sort of fighting for P6, P7 as well. I will certainly take that one as we come out of the final corner. Try to get the bike, get the power down as well. But P9, I will take that very, very happily at the end of the day. They're probably not the race we wanted from pole.
To take us to Parc Ferme to meet the stars of the race. Let's take a quick look at the final race ranking.
So there we go. David Salvador does win the race ahead of Yuki Huni in P2, sorry, I should say. Carlos Tate in P3, Barry Baltus, Jason, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that surname, as well there. And when you look at the fastest laps, we were sort of in a bit of a comfortable window at the end of the day there, a little bit off the guys in front who were battling for the lead, but you know, you look from sort of P4 downwards, we did seem comfortable relative to a lot of the other guys there. 28 seconds off the race win at the end of the day. It seems that, yeah, the laps were pretty spread out at the end there as well, but yeah, hopefully, I mean, I want to have a look quickly at, where was it? Down towards the hairpin, wasn't it? We were 4 wide. That was pretty phenomenal. I want to get a quick photo of that one as well. But, how do I go backwards? That one, there we go. As well, so, this is a very weird replay camera, I'll be honest. We'll try to make it work then. That's where we go 4 wide. So, I'm not very good at this replay camera, it's safe to say. But there we are then, guys. That is the end of our very first race here on MotoGP 19, our road to glory here on this brand new game. We sit obviously P9 in the standings. Turns out we'll sit in the top 15 or score points in these races as well. Hopefully we can mount a bit of a championship challenge down the line as well. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this first video. Make sure you get yourself subscribed. Hopefully the next one will either be coming out today, later on, or tomorrow as well. But yeah, that'll do us for this one. I will hopefully see you guys next time for another video.